Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulihi الکریم وعلى آلہ وصحبہ اجمعین اما بعد. This is part 2 of section 5 of the talk, Familial Disputes and Their Solution, by Hazrat Maulana Mufti Muhammad Taqi Usmani Damat Barakatuhum. Some breach of promises are of a nature that most people understand that they have given their word to so and so and they need to keep it. However, there are some types of breaches of promises when people are not even aware that these are promises to and they are breaking them. If, for example, every institution has some rules, when we join an institution as an employee, we give an undertaking that we will follow the rules of that institution. Or if we join an educational institution as a student, then we agree to abide by the rules of that institution, that we will do this and not do that. Even if we do not sign a written agreement, even then seeking admittance in an institution, knowing its rules, is a tacit undertaking that we will obey its rules. If we now break those rules, it will be a breach of that promise and would be haram and a sin. Similarly, when a person applies for the citizenship of a country, he gives an undertaking that he'll obey the laws of that country, except for any laws that may force him to break any laws of Sharia. However, if there is such a law which orders him to break a law of Sharia, the Holy Prophet ﷺ has said about such a situation, "La ta'ata lil makhluq fil ma'siyatil khaliq." There is no obeying of the creation in disobedience of the Creator. If Sharia stops you from doing something, for example, drinking alcohol, then where there is the Prime Minister, the President, or any laws that orders you to carry out that act, you are not supposed to obey that order. You are supposed to obey the order of Allah Ta'ala. Therefore, if the law is not forcing you to commit a sin, but there is a law which orders you to do something which is permissible or mubah, then every citizen of a state, regardless of whether it's a Muslim majority or a non-Muslim majority state, has given an undertaking to its government that he will obey its laws. And if you break that law, you're also committing a sin. Breaking laws of the country one lives in is also a breach of promise. For example, traffic laws dictate that when the red light is on, a person should stop, and when the green light is on, the person should go. Following this law is a rule of Sharia too, because you have made a commitment that you will obey the laws of the country you live in. If you now break this law, you are committing the sin of breach of promise, and this is regardless of whether you live in a Muslim majority country or a non-Muslim majority country. Similarly, for example, the government of United Kingdom gives an unemployment benefit. This is an allowance to support the unemployed till they can find a job. This is a great source of support for people who are struggling financially. However, some of our Muslim brothers who have gone there have made this unemployment into a profession. These people work covertly, hide their incomes, do not pay their taxes, and also claim unemployment benefits. Even people who are quite religious and regularly perform salah are also engaged in this practice. Once someone asked me whether this practice was permissible or not. I told him it's completely impermissible and haram, meaning unlawful under Sharia. First of all, you are telling a lie that you are unemployed when you are not. Second, you are breaking a law of the country you live in. When you have entered this country after wanting to follow its laws, then it's incumbent upon you to follow all those laws of this country which do not force you to commit something which is in contravention to the laws of the Sharia. The gentleman replied that this is a non-Muslim government and it is allowed to take money from a non-Muslim government by whichever means and spend it. Ma'azallah. May Allah protect us. Oh brother, when you entered this country, you gave an undertaking that you will follow the laws of this country. Therefore, it's not permissible for you to break the laws of this country. Just like it's not allowed to break a promise one has made to a Muslim, similarly, it's not allowed to break a promise one has made to a non-Muslim. And any money obtained as a result of that breach of promise will be haram. Anyway, this breach of promise is a major source of conflict between families and people. May Allah Ta'ala give us the motivation to follow all the commandments of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned above. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen.